So we let you wave at the tourists wave back at you, and everybody's happy, yeah? So this first bridge coming up there, Westminster Bridge, loads of people up there, guys. And you know what they're doing? That is the 4th most popular selfie spot in Europe. They're all getting selfies with that famous clock tower there. So you've got to make enough noise to make them look up from their phones and get their attention, guys. And I know you can do it. Let's face it, there's enough of you. And everybody else, you can all be big kids as well. So you know what to do, guys. Make some noise. Make some noise.
So this is the river cruise.
So first up on the right hand side then, guys, we've got the new Palace of Westminster. There used to be an old palace here, and from King Canute in the Anglo-Saxon times until King Henry VIII. He had lots of palaces. He moved out of that building down the road to the Palace of Whitehall, and he handed that building over to form the first medieval government here. That stood here until 1834 when it burnt down. This new building built in the neo-Gothic style. Now, of course, we do normally call this building the Houses of Parliament. And we have 2 houses in our Parliament system here, the House of Lords and the House of Commons. The Lords appointed by the monarchy and the Commons voted in and out by us. You can also see 2 different colours on the sides of the building, red and green. The House of Lords, they hang out in the red part. The House of Commons MPs, they hang out in the green part. Now, all of that colour coding reflected all throughout Parliament buildings because they have to be segregated to avoid corruption. Yeah, right. Don't know how well that works, but it's true. Now, before we turn around, guys, get a picture of the small stone hut with the stairs going down to the river there. Now, that was known as the Blind Hut and Black Rod Stairs, the UK's smallest prison. Now, we had a famous man back in the day. On the 5th of November 1605, Guy Fawkes decided to blow everyone up in Parliament. He wasn't happy with them.
No, it's true.
But sadly, luckily he was caught and he was taken to that small stone prison there, guys. He was held there overnight until a boat could come along the river to take him down to the Tower of London to be tortured. And that is the same journey we're doing today. And as long as you all behave yourselves, we won't leave you at the tower. We'll bring you back. Now, as we turn around here, you can see all of those little rowing boats there. That's why I say that the captain does need to be able to see those little tiny boats there. Yeah, so on the right there, we've got Lambeth Bridge, mostly coloured red, because back in the day, that's where the Lords used to enter Parliament buildings. On the left-hand side, Westminster Bridge that we just went under is green, and that's where the Commons MPs used to enter Parliament as well. Of course, that's no longer relevant. They come and go as they please. Ahead of us, guys, we've got St Thomas's Hospital, one of the world's leading medical schools, famous for Florence Nightingale. This is where she brought her new style of nursing when she returned from the Crimean War. So all the nurses that do train at St Thomas's, known as Nightingales in her honour, and also a museum on the site dedicated to her. But guys, there was an equally important nurse in the Crimean War, Mary Seacole, a Jamaican nurse, and she has a statue in the grounds of St Thomas's as well. So back on your left-hand side then, guys, we can all see that famous clock tower, can't we? And I bet you think you know what it's called, and most of you would probably be wrong. And that's because until 2012, it was called the Clock Tower. 2012, Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee, 60 years on the throne. It was renamed the Elizabeth Tower in her honour. That's its real name, guys. So none of us can actually see Big Ben, because Big Ben is the 13.5-ton bell that sits inside the Elizabeth Tower there. Now, you know what though, if you ask any Londoner where the Elizabeth Tower is, nobody will have a clue, because we all call it Big Ben as well. Now, on the left of the Palace of Westminster there and Big Ben, you also have Westminster Abbey. You can't see it from here, but of course famous for King Charles's coronation earlier on in the year. A very historic abbey, well worth checking out. And if you're still around tomorrow, of course you can attend a church service there. Normally you pay to go in. Church services are free. So guys, coming back up to Westminster Bridge then, you know what to do. We're relying on you kids to start it off. You can make lots of noise, guys. High up there in the bridge. So, back on the right hand side there, the London Eye standing 135 metres tall, the world's tallest cantilevered observation wheel. Cantilevered means it's supported on one side only, and it's an observation wheel because the capsules are on the outside. Now yes, there is a much taller wheel in Dubai, but it's a Ferris wheel supported on two sides, and we don't like using the F word on this boat, so from now on it's banned. Hello Lower Deck, I've just come to see that you're all alright and let you know I don't forget about you. Now there are 32 capsules on the Eye, guys, one for each borough of London, but if you go on there afterwards and you step into capsule 33, I haven't lied to you. We don't have capsule 13 on there, and that's to keep all the superstitious people happy. Now the Eye was actually designed to enter a competition to find a new landmark for the year 2000 millennium. It didn't win, guys, it came second, believe it or not. Luckily for us, British Airways loved the design so much, they spent £75 million building it. It was so successful they made all that money back and more within the first 2 years of operation. Now guys, on the left hand side there, behind the trees, you've got a big building with lots of green roofs and flowers.